This is a summary of the book, How to Make Friends and Influence People, by Dale Carnegie. Part 1. Foundations of Interpersonal Influence. I have always believed that our success in life, both professionally and personally, is tied far more to how we deal with people than to how much technical skill we possess. You can have all the education, all the training, and all the intelligence in the world, but if you can't connect with people, inspire trust, and build cooperation, your progress will be limited. Human connection is the true cornerstone of influence. Over many years of observation, I have learned that social skills are not fixed traits. They can be learned, practiced, and refined. When you understand what drives people, you can influence them without force or manipulation. You can create genuine bonds that not only make life richer but also open doors to opportunities you could never have achieved alone. Now, let's talk about the 3 fundamental techniques that form the foundation of all effective human interaction. 1. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Criticism, no matter how carefully worded, often stirs resentment. When you criticize someone, you put them in a defensive position. Even if your intention is to help, they may feel attacked. Human beings are not driven by logic alone, we are driven by pride, emotion, and self-worth. Criticism often wounds these deeply. If you want to influence people, avoid fault-finding and instead look for ways to inspire improvement through encouragement and example. 2. Give honest and sincere appreciation. One of the deepest human needs is the desire to feel important. When you give genuine appreciation, you are fulfilling this need in a way that builds trust and loyalty. But there's a vital word here: sincere. People can detect false flattery almost instantly, and when they do, it damages your credibility. Appreciation should come from a genuine recognition of someone's effort, talent, or character. 3. Arouse in the other person an eager want. If there is one simple truth about human nature, it is that people are far more motivated by their own desires than by yours. Influence begins when you shift your focus from what you want to what the other person wants. If you can show them how your idea, request, or proposal serves their own interests, you will gain their cooperation naturally. These 3 principles are grounded in a simple psychological reality. People are emotional creatures. We want to feel valued. We want to feel understood. And we want to believe that we are making choices that benefit us. When you respect these truths, you remove resistance and create an atmosphere where cooperation is the natural outcome. Think of it this way: if you walk into a room determined to impose your will, you might win a temporary victory, but you will almost always lose in the long run. But if you enter with a mindset of understanding, valuing, and inspiring the people you meet, you will not only win their cooperation, you will win their loyalty. That is the foundation of interpersonal influence. These principles are not tricks, and they are not quick fixes. They are habits that must be practiced consistently, until they become a natural part of your everyday interactions. In the rest of this summary, we will explore practical ways to apply these ideas so you can not only win friends but also keep them, and influence them for the better. Part 2. 6 ways to make people like you. If you want people to like you, truly like you must understand one thing. Human connection is built on how you make others feel. People will forget much of what you say, but they will never forget how you made them feel in your presence. Over the years, I've discovered 6 practical principles that can transform the way others respond to you. These are not tricks, they are ways of living that draw people to you naturally. 1. Become genuinely interested in other people. Interest must be authentic. You cannot pretend to care about someone and expect them not to notice. People can sense whether your attention is real or forced. When you take a genuine interest in someone, their background, their passions, their challenges, you communicate that they matter. Ask questions about their lives, remember details from previous conversations, and listen with the intent to understand, not just to reply. 2. Smile. A smile is one of the simplest yet most powerful tools of human connection. It communicates goodwill, openness, and approachability before you say a single word. Think about it: when someone greets you with a genuine smile, your guard drops instantly. A smile says, "I'm glad to see you," and it invites others to feel the same. 3. Remember that a person's name is the sweetest sound they can hear. To each of us, our name is deeply personal. It carries our identity, our history, and our sense of self. When you remember and use someone's name in conversation, you are telling them, "You are important to me." Be intentional about learning names and using them respectfully. It's a small gesture with a lasting impact. 4. Be a good listener and encourage others to talk about themselves. Listening is one of the most underestimated skills in human interaction. Too often, we listen only to prepare our own response. But true listening is about understanding the other person's perspective. Encourage them to share their thoughts, stories, and opinions. When people talk about themselves, they feel valued, and they will associate that positive feeling with you. 5. Talk in terms of the other person's interests. People are naturally drawn to conversations that connect with what they value. If you want to hold someone's attention, align the discussion with their interests, goals, and passions. This doesn't mean abandoning your own point of view, but rather framing your ideas in a way that resonates with what matters most to them. 6. Make the other person feel important, and do it sincerely. Everyone has a deep desire to feel significant. You can fulfill that desire by noticing and acknowledging the contributions, qualities, or strengths of others. But sincerity is crucial. Empty compliments are quickly detected and can damage trust. Instead, find something you genuinely admire and express it with honesty. These 6 principles, when applied consistently, will change the way people respond to you. You'll find that doors open more easily, conversations flow more naturally, and relationships grow stronger. And remember, the goal is not to manipulate, but to connect. When your concern for others is real, they will feel it, and they will be drawn to you without you having to push. Part 3. Winning people to your way of thinking. Persuading others isn't about overpowering them with logic or proving that you're right. In fact, if you push too hard, you often create resistance instead of agreement. The real art of persuasion is to lead people to see your point of view without damaging the relationship. These 12 principles will help you do exactly that. 1. Avoid arguments. Even if you win an argument, you may lose something far more valuable: goodwill. Arguments tend to create a winner and a loser, and no one likes to be on the losing side. Instead of arguing, seek common ground. Explore their reasoning and share your own calmly, as if you are both searching for the truth together. 2. Show respect for the other person's opinions. Never say you're wrong. Telling someone they are wrong almost always triggers defensiveness. It closes the door to open discussion. Instead, acknowledge their point of view and, if necessary, gently offer another perspective. Respect keeps the dialogue alive. 3. If you are wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically. Honesty has tremendous power. When you acknowledge your mistakes openly, you disarm criticism and show integrity. People respect those who take responsibility without excuses. 4. Begin in a friendly way. A warm, friendly tone sets the stage for cooperation. Starting with hostility or coldness makes agreement much harder to reach. Whether in person, over the phone, or in writing, a friendly opening can change the entire course of a conversation. 5. Get the other person saying yes immediately. If you can begin with points you both agree on, the conversation will naturally flow toward mutual understanding. Early agreement creates a cooperative mindset, making it easier to address more challenging issues later. 6. Let the other person do a great deal of the talking. When people are allowed to express their thoughts fully, they feel respected and understood. Resist the urge to dominate the conversation. The more they talk, the more likely they are to open up to your perspective. 7. Let the other person feel that the idea is theirs. People are more committed to an idea when they believe they helped create it. Involve others in shaping the solution, and they will take ownership of it. 8. Try honestly to see things from the other person's point of view. Empathy is a bridge. When you make the effort to truly understand someone else's perspective, even if you don't agree, you show respect. That respect often makes them more willing to listen to you. 9. Be sympathetic with the other person's ideas and desires. Acknowledge their feelings and motivations. Even a simple, "I can see why you'd feel that way," can reduce tension and open the door for constructive dialogue. 10. Appeal to nobler motives. Most people like to think of themselves as fair, honest, and generous. When you appeal to those higher values, you inspire them to rise to their better selves. 11. Dramatize your ideas. Facts alone can be dull. Present your ideas in a vivid, compelling way that captures attention and imagination. A well-told story or a striking example can make your point unforgettable. 12. Throw down a challenge. A healthy challenge can awaken energy and creativity. It can turn indifference into determination, especially when pride or the desire to excel is involved. Winning people to your way of thinking is not about manipulation, it's about respect, empathy, and connection. When you apply these principles, you create an environment where others can see your perspective without feeling pressured or cornered. And in that environment, real persuasion takes root. Part 4. Be a leader, changing people without resentment. Leading people isn't just about getting results, it's about bringing out the best in others without crushing their confidence or creating resentment. The goal is to inspire improvement while keeping relationships strong. These 9 principles will help you do that. 1. Begin with praise and honest appreciation. Before pointing out what needs improvement, highlight what's already good. Genuine praise softens the heart and opens the mind. When people feel valued, they're more willing to accept constructive feedback. 2. Call attention to mistakes indirectly. Instead of bluntly pointing out errors, approach the issue in a way that protects the person's dignity. Sometimes, simply asking a question or hinting at the problem allows them to see it for themselves. 3. Talk about your own mistakes before criticizing others. Admitting your own shortcomings shows humility and makes you relatable. It removes the "I'm better than you" barrier, making it easier for others to accept guidance. 4. Ask questions instead of giving direct orders. Rather than commanding, involve people in the decision-making process. Asking, "Do you think this approach might work better?" invites cooperation and ownership of the solution. 5. Let the other person save face. Even when someone is clearly wrong, protect their self-respect. Public embarrassment breeds resentment, but private, respectful correction preserves dignity and the relationship. 6. Praise every improvement, no matter how small. Recognition reinforces progress. When you acknowledge small steps forward, you motivate people to keep going until the larger goal is reached. 7. Give the other person a fine reputation to live up to. Speak to their potential. If you say, "You've always been dependable and detail-oriented," you encourage them to maintain, or even exceed, that standard. 8. Use encouragement. Make the fault seem easy to correct. People are more likely to take action when the task feels achievable. Frame challenges as manageable, and offer support along the way. 9. Make the other person happy about doing what you suggest. Show them how your request benefits them, whether it's an opportunity to grow, to gain recognition, or to contribute meaningfully. When they see personal value in the task, their motivation rises naturally. Leadership is not about domination, it's about inspiration. By blending praise, humility, and genuine concern for others' dignity, you can correct mistakes, drive improvement, and maintain trust. The result is a team or relationship that grows stronger over time, not one weakened by fear or resentment. Conclusion. At the heart of how to win friends and influence people is a simple truth: success in life is rarely about having the best technical skills or the most resources. It's about how we treat people. Whether in business, friendships, or family, the ability to understand others, speak to their interests, and inspire their best selves is the ultimate advantage. These 4 parts, building genuine connections, making people like you, winning them to your way of thinking, and leading without resentment, are not tricks or manipulations. They are timeless principles rooted in respect, empathy, and sincerity. If you put them into practice daily, not selectively, not only when convenient, you will see transformations in your relationships. Conflicts will turn into cooperation, resistance will become openness, and acquaintances will become lasting allies. Influence isn't about forcing others to change. It's about being the kind of person people want to listen to, trust, and follow. When you focus on making others feel valued, important, and understood, you not only win friends and influence people, you build a life of deep, meaningful connections that no amount of money can buy.